Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. I'm all discombobulated here this evening. Today is February 13th of 2024. It's Tuesday, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius at around 8 p.m. That was the temperature, but right now this video started at 8:32 p.m. because I've been running around like a nut. Today we're tackling my 2-arch nemesis, but first I want to say thank you to Spicy Chili Crisp for identifying my cutting. It's an Orthrona capensis. And its origin is from South Africa, and this was the cuttings they were giving away at the landscape show. So thank you for identifying it. So I got it all labeled. And let's see if it'll root. I even put some of the leaves on there to see if that'll root. So today we're going to tackle my 2-arch nemesis. There's my true myrtle and my Mujan tea. The true myrtle is from Ted's greenhouse, and same thing with the Mujan tea. Now they grow great stuff, but for some reason, here's Ted's greenhouse and all the address and everything. But for some reason, for me, they don't want to grow, but I'm trying different ways. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them, and I got my old potting mix from the poinsettias, the points, and then I'm just going to put this in here, and then in the fall, towards the fall, I'll take them out and see how the roots grow, and then we'll try a repotting then. So here's first thing we're going to do is cut off these, let me get the sign out of here, Mujan tea. The name is Nasha inaguensis, something like that. You can see it. I'm bad at pronouncing. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clip some of these branches off down here that are close to the trunk. Then this one piece here, and the ones that are growing straight up, I'm just going to cut them back because those are like sucker growth. And I got this one that broke on me, so all I'm going to do, let me put this down so you can see what I'm doing, because I make a better door than a window. So what I'm going to do is cut this one back to here, because that's busted. And then these that I got here, I'm going to strip them. Cut this back to here. I got some sand in here. Into here, and I'm just going to stick them in there, and I just put some the rooting hormone into the sand. I just mixed it that way. Okay, we cut this one nice. It's got the brain there. We're going to stick them in there. I don't know if these cuttings will root because it's the winter now. So we'll get these out of the way. And just to get everything growing, you can see the little flower on this that is flowering, so that's pretty good. Now, I couldn't grow this off this way, but for now we're just going to let it grow, and we're going to see what we're going to do once spring and summer goes by to see how it's going to grow. I just want to see what branches we're going to keep, because I don't know how the root system is in here. But we can cut this back just a little bit to here and to here. Cut it above the brain. That's the node right there. Take that off. Take that off. Take that off. The leaf. We're just going to stick it into the sand. I got to save room for the true myrtle. Take that off. And we're just going to cut it above, right below the brain. Straight flat cut like that. Stick that into the sand. And that's about what we got right here. And all I did was take the pot, put some paper towel in it, and squinch it out. It's got a nice root system there. And I'm going to put this on the side. And we're just going to tease the roots. What I can do is just cut across like this. I use these for root pruning also. They're nice and sharp. And this way here, it'll get some of these roots that go around in a circle out. And then we're just going to tease the root ball for now. We're going to take it back to see how much of the trunk we got. Just like that, a little at a time, a little at a time. We're going to tease it so the roots go out. I can also cut it, make it into fours. This way here, it'll force it to send out the roots while not damaging a whole heck of a lot of it. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this old soil. I should have mixed all that other stuff out of the way. Well, we'll put this away and we can use that for something else. I can put it, fill in the holes outside. So for now, I'll just put this into the cup like that. I don't know if you're still seeing it. Yeah, like that. And then I'm going to take my mix, because I added some more perlite into it. Let me get this pot out of the way. And I got my cups over here. And you can see how I mixed everything up. I added more perlite to it so I can get a better drainage. And this is just peat and perlite, looks like it, from what they did the poinsettias in. Well, not too much time because you got to have room for the plant to get in there. Okay. Let's push it in. Let's get the cover out of the way because you don't want to keep holding the cover, Tom. And we'll get our micus out so we can give the roots a nice healthy start to grow. And I'm going to tackle my bougainvilleas because when they were out in the cold, a lot of them didn't make it. So I thought they would, but they didn't. They just died back. And then being in the basement like this with not a lot of light, they didn't do it. And then I think I kept the soil a little bit too wet. So I'm going to really have to do that on the next video, pull them out and see what I can do. Here's my rubber band. Almost lost it until we do our myrtle. And I'll show you the updates on my other myrtle. All that dust. There we go. And we're just going to get this in just so we can have this, the roots to develop real good on it. And see what it does. Let it take off. Get that in. And then we're just going to fire it in, fire it in. Fire in our chopstick. Get it in. And maybe we'll get a cup of tea soon. Because I know the leaves can be used for tea. But I'll have to do more research on it. So you got that in there. Use your fingers, use your fingers. The soil's nice and light, nice and pliable. Really good. Okay, yes, Tom, here it is. Use the turntable, you don't have to pull the pot, Tom. So we just want to get this in there like that. Once I get the myrtle planted, then we'll we'll water it. You can see how this is still going down. We got for our roots this way. I want these to grow. And I know that if these dry out too much, they don't make it. At least from the research I've been doing. And they don't like it too alkaline either. So like 6.5, 7 being neutral. Sometimes is good, and that's what the peat moss will help it too. So we got this guy going. We got my other pot right here. Let's get all this soil out of the way. Get my little brush. And we'll put it into here. And watch me spill it all over the place. Why not, Tom? There we go. And we'll put it on the floor and I'll sweep it up later. Okay, so how are we going to get the soil off of this? There we go. Lookity split, 1, 2, 3. Now let's go after our true myrtle. And that's this one here. You can see the label. Now, I got something coming straight out of the soil. So I'm going to cut this close to the soil. Strip. Junk. And into the sand. Well, let's see. No, I can't put it into the sand yet. I'll cut it by a brain. Just like that. Get it in there. Then I'll show you how we'll water that. And let's look at this. So we got a piece of dead branch here. Now these are growing up. We can make a nice twin trunk out of it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it to here. Cut this long one back. Cut this back. This one, so it's got a nice fluffy top there for now, just for now. And we'll strip this, throw it in there. We'll cut it by the brain. There's the brain right there. Right there's the brain, or the node as they call it. Put it in. Strip. I got the node right there, or the brain. There we go. And maybe these I can do later, so I'll put them in water. Just like that. This goes in there. And now, let's take it out of the pot. You can see this is a little bit bigger pot. Put this in here. So let's just take some of the soil off the top. There's the plug right there. Let's get some of that top off. And you can see the roots are just starting to grow on this. So let's just tease them a little bit. Tease them. That way there, you can get them from wrapping around each other like that. It's got a nice little twin trunk coming out this way and then coming up this way, so that's good, that's good. So this, we can put on the bottom. There we go. What's the old saying? Waste not, want not. Something like that. That in there. The reason why I'm using a paper towel and not a screen, you're going to say Tom's bugs will get in there. Well, they'll crawl over the top and go in anyway. But I know what you mean with the ants and stuff. But for now, we'll dig them out later. If I can do some deep watering on it, it'll keep the bugs out too. So let's see how this sits in here. Let's give it just a little bit more on the top there. Okay, get the hands all lickety split, wiped up a little bit. Get a spoonful of nemesis out and beneficial bacteria. I'm going to say, Tom, how do you fertilize these? Because I know a lot of these have, with the roots, they, some are sensitive to fertilizer, but all I'm going to do, all I use is my fish water for now. Don't drop the nemesis, Tom. Don't be discombobulated. There we go. Put it on, just like that. I'm going to get these things growing nice. Get that in. Almost lost your nemesis looking at the blackboard. Well, we got that going. You know, today's Tuesday night. It's detective night. Good old Sherlock Holmes. And a hot cup of tea with old time radio. Listen to a nice good half-hour show. There we go. Okay, here it is. Almost lost it. Just fill it in, because this way here will give the roots a chance to grow instead of me ripping them apart and planting them. Just like that. And then during the summer, this should take off real nice. Just fire that chopstick in. We got to get it into the root ball so it's got that different, that knows there's another type of soil with it. Just get that soil pushed in. Just use your fingers. Now, if you got arthritis, you can use the back of a paintbrush. You can use a rock or something to help you push it in. If you have a grandson or some nieces and nephews to help you out, let them do it. They'll like getting their fingers dirty. Hey, when we were kids, we loved it. I don't know what that is. Probably a dead root from the poinsettia. Yep. I'm just picking out some of this. There we go. It's just some of the rooting media they use there, and I got some nice roots there, so we get that out. Put that in there. And now, close to the soil like this, I can cut that piece of sucker growth off. And we'll get a little more soil in there. And then we'll water it too. And then I'll mark today's date on there. And they can go from there. We'll see what happens. So, we got Mr. Elephant here. And let's give it a nice watering. I gotta say, Tom, how come you didn't spritz the soil to take the surface tension out? Because it was still moist. So I really didn't have to do it. A lot of you guys wonder how come I don't do it all the way out until it runs out on a lot of these. Time. It's 19 minutes into the video, and I don't have no cuttings, no editing or nothing. What you see is all the mistakes, and all the stuff I do is what you see is what you get. So, there we go. I'll water it after the video is done with. Because people know that you got to water it when it all comes out. So, let's see how it is. Nice, firm. Same thing with the other one. Good. You don't want to really pack it. And there you have it. There's our two with Mr. Elephant on the job and Pinkie Pie by his side. And look at Uncle Joe Pots of Vacuum. Anybody ever see Uncle Joe Pots of Vacuum there? He's all ready for St. Patrick's Day. Good old Uncle Joe. So remember, old time radio, a good detective story, Sherlock Holmes, whatever you want to watch, whatever detective show you want to watch, or police drama, and enjoy it with a cup of tea. Take care, everybody, and have a good night.